Hey everybody, welcome to Hey We're Talking. Bob just did his almost like a Jim Carrey face, that kind of face for a second there. I don't know why. But welcome to Hey We're Talking. It's me, Scotty D. Got Bob Peel, of course, doing a Jim Carrey face, and Derek Tan.
And that was more of a sound than a face, really.
Yeah, not really.
Nobody was like,
Carrey face.
I don't know what that is.
Let me show you something. That was Fire Marshal Bill.
Yes,
Let me show you something.
25-year-old reference. Way to go.
What?
right.
Yeah. Well,
Showing your age. Mad TV.
listen, well, who do you think's listening to
Living
the
couple.
show, dude? What do you think? It's like 15-year-olds?
Living color.
It's all the people our age. That's all you got, Derek. You're gonna say, oh gosh, that was an accident. I was trying to adjust the buttons and I hit the wrong button. Sorry, I wasn't trying to hit a button. That was an accident.
My 15-year-old probably listened to the show where we mentioned him earlier this week.
He probably did.
He's like, if y'all talk about it, you let me know what episode, because I will listen.
Okay, so just that one episode. So if we
Just
talk about
that one
John
episode.
every week, like we just talked about him again.
Yeah.
This is what we should do. We got to get those young people on board with Hey We're Talking, and man, then we're just going to explode. I mean,
All of my son's friends know of Hey We're Talking.
Yeah, everybody knows about it, but do they listen? That's the problem.
I don't know, but every time this one specific person named Aldo comes around, he's like, "Hey, it's Bob from Hey We're Talking."
That's kind of funny.
It is funny. And then I seriously, like, I've gone to pick up my son from school or whatever, and a bunch of his friends will come around like, "Hey, you're from Hey We're Talking."
Wow.
I'm like, what?
Dude, that's awesome.
So what would happen if, I showed up? Would they be
Oh, yeah.
would they be starstruck too, or
Oh, totally.
We could ask them what they think.
It doesn't matter what you think.
where's Aldo, or more, Airs Aldo? Now, there's an old.
You
reference,
were really trying. I could see you. I saw the wheels turning, and I was like, "He's got something. Here he goes."
You know, since we talked about impressions on the show, I've really been thinking about all the ones I used to do and messing around.
You should.
I'm not set to start doing them on the show or anything.
I'd
but-
have to write them all down too, like you, and then practice them again.
Yeah, I've just been thinking about it because I'm like, man, I used to do a lot of them, and Fire Marshal Bill was one of them.
Yeah,
when that was.
You got to do the thing with
popular.
your teeth though, and rub your upper lip in there.
I
And
got
go,
all-
"Let me show you something."
But there was a whole lot of them that I used to do, and it just got me.
He's gone
starting to write 'em
completely
down.
wacko. Jim Carrey is like off the rails now.
Yeah, he's super political, and I remember watching some old videos with him, and his whole thing was, all I want to do is make people laugh. I don't want to get involved in politics.
happened?
I don't want to do this and this and that. My whole goal and desire is to make people laugh.
Yeah.
What happened was
Trump got elected, and then he went.
No,
nuts.
his girlfriend or wife died or whatever.
No, he did not a wife. It was like a
Girlfriend?
Somebody's kid committed suicide. I don't remember.
No,
something terrible happened.
A woman died and somebody committed suicide, and he went into this deep depression and disappeared for quite some time.
He has a TV show on Showtime. I had no idea.
No clue. And then all of a sudden,
I've heard of it.
He did that Andy Kaufman.
No, this is way
Video.
after that stuff.
No, what I'm saying is
the new
after his
Netflix
depression,
one. Yeah,
he came and did that Andy Kaufman video about how it was all made and all that stuff, and how he was in
documentary,
character for so long. Yeah, the documentary.
Jim and Andy.
And then after that, that's when he went all weird. So I don't know.
I mean, he's always been a weird person, but it's because he's an artist, man. He's just like he's got that. Listen, people that are usually like funny or really artistic, they can go to some very super extremes. I know because I have the same thing. It's like sometimes you can be like on top of the world, and sometimes you can be like in the gutter. So
Yeah. Like you said, he's an artist. He's been given unlimited money, fame, and license to just do whatever. And so sometimes he's going to be brilliant, and sometimes it's going to be weird.
And the good thing is, we want artists to do that. In the long run, we want them to be crazy and weird because sometimes they strike gold, and it's just like with all the comedy stuff, like how people
Gives us something to talk about.
Yeah, that too. But it's just like with all the stand-up comedians, you know how everybody's like now going back and looking at the stuff that they did 10 years ago and saying that's homophobic or that's racist or all this stuff, and it's like, hold on a second. We want the stand-up comedians to be able to just say the things that are on their mind, and sometimes they'll have to walk some stuff back. But the whole point of comedy is to push the boundaries and to make people go, "Oh, it's supposed to sometimes shock you." So please,
which I like that.
Yeah,
push
me
the
too.
boundary.
Yeah.
But the only part of the comedy that I don't like is when people are just straight up nasty the whole time, like a Bob Saget, or there's a whole group of them. I don't know who they all are, but they do this comedy thing on some network. I don't know. They're all just standing there. Well, I just happen to see
like
it.
how you're like laying it all out, and you're like, some network, and it's this thing, these people.
Well, it was Bob Saget. It was
roast?
Gilbert Godfrey. It was, and I don't know who the other guys were. No, it wasn't a roast. They were in a comedy club, and they were all just throwing, like, okay, your turn. And they come up, and they're all, bouncing things off of each other, kind of this improv thing that's just nasty, which I just don't like.
What they're doing is they're recording. If they're putting it on film or camera, if they're recording this thing, it's like, this is what comedians do when they're with other comedians, is they just say the most outlandish stuff possible,
right,
to try and find something that's funny, and then they work on it. You got to practice. So anyway,
Scott knows he was in the biz.
I was just barely. I mean,
you need to do it. You need to do it again. We need to get you on stage. Yeah. Please welcome to the stage, Scotty D.
We'll see. I don't know. What do I have to talk about anymore? Let's be real. Oh, wait a minute. I have a podcast. All right. So, hey, everybody, before we get too deep into the show, do us a favor, go to Numa Coffee, numacoffee.com. That's PNEUMA coffee.com. Put in the coupon code HWT, get 20% off. It's a huge savings. Bob, you were actually doing a calculation of the savings. How much can people save if they go to Numa Coffee and put HWT in?
If you spend $10,000 at numacoffee.com, you could, and you put in coupon code HWT, you could save $2,000.
Who wants coffee?
And you know what?
Coffee? Anybody?
You're not going to find another podcast to save you $2,000.
No, never. In fact, I was thinking about this the other night. If you were to spend $100,000, you would save $20,000.
I'm making the coffee.
You will be making the best coffee and saving $20,000 on coffee if you go to numacoffee.com, put in the coupon code HWT. All right. So
I found this thing. So it's something with Dave Attell, Gilbert Godfrey, Jeff Ross, Bob Saget. It's called Bumping Mics with Jeff Ross.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
they just kind of crack on each other and say the most disgusting stuff. But
and that's the worst garbage ever. To me, that's like raunchy, like no effort comedy.
It's because they're just going off the cuff. I get what you're saying, but that's like a whole topic we could dissect. But I have something very specific we have to talk about today.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We're going to talk about shows that we're watching, but I've done something. Okay, I watched a show. In fact, I've complained about this show, talked trash about this show for quite some time. And at the urging of my two friends here on this show, I began watching the show. I am now into season 2, episode 4 or 5. And I got to tell you, if you can get past some of the, what did you guys call it? The sexposition?
Yeah.
Once you can get past some of that stuff, which is, let's be real, there's quite a bit of it in the first season for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like they took it down a notch a bit in the second season, but it's still there. But the show is really good. I'm willing to come forward right now and just say that Game of Thrones is actually a really good show.
And that's the tough part. And I think they realized it after the first season. Like, hey, if we tone down the sex piece of it, we can actually draw a bigger audience. And that sounds weird, but there's some people that literally won't watch it because the sex scenes and stuff like that. So, I mean, just wait.
And it does. Listen, there are points though where you're just like, I mean, really, do we need to see this much raunch? I get what they're saying, and they're setting up it's not just like they're like, hey, we're going to throw all this sex in there because we can. There is a part of it that's that, but they're also setting up this world, okay? When you're thinking about like an old medieval times kind of a world, women were definitely property. They were not regarded as we try to regard women in present time. Right. It's, things are pretty raunchy. And on top of that, I think one of the things that you see in the show too is like, it's all about gaining power. And I mean, obviously Game of Thrones, everybody's trying to become the king, basically the top dude or the queen or whatever. Everyone's trying to be the most powerful person in this land that they live in.
I'm so happy, Scott, that you finally got into this. It's just gonna get better. Yeah. And there's very few shows that you can actually say that each the storyline gets richer and it gets better and stronger, and it's going to be shocking. Don't look ahead. Right. Don't look ahead. Don't
look for teasers.
Listen,
I made spoilers. Nothing.
I made the mistake of going to IMDb because I wanted to know where I had seen this person in the show, and I just so happened to look at whoever the guy is who plays Ned Stark, and I was like, he's only in 10. So there's if you look, don't look at the people because it'll show you how many episodes they've been in. If you listen, there's going to be some huge spoilers here just for the first season and a half here, but don't get mad at me. But if you do go and watch this show, don't look the people up on IMDb. If you want, it'll get spoiled because it'll say, hey, this person's in 11 episodes or this person's in 15 episodes. And when you're like, why are they only in 15? Oh, because on Game of Thrones, the chance that you might be murdered or die in battle is pretty high. There's a good chance you're going to get killed at some point unless they keep you on the show and you're part of the story that goes on forever.
That's the revolutionary part of Game of Thrones, is that they were not afraid to kill off main characters.
Yeah, because Ned Stark was like, at the beginning, you're just like, you're all in on Ned Stark. I really liked him. I was like, I love this guy, but you can see it coming. I mean, you're like, man, this is not going to end well for him. And it doesn't. Yeah.
The whole thing is that it's building towards a huge war.
Yeah.
Between all these kingdoms. And it's setting up all the storylines. It's setting up, all the motivations and the backgrounds of all the different people and why this group of people hates this other group of people. That way you get really invested and you're like, yeah. Or like, no. And it's shocking because they will just, even with one scene, even when you see a character for just one episode or one scene, they have dialogue that invests you in that character. Like, you like him. You're like, oh, okay. Right. Yeah. You get into it, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're dead. And you're like, what? But it's great. It's fantastic. And there's going to be true character arcs. Bad guys become good guys become bad guys.
But that's the thing that you'll notice in the first season and a half is that I've watched so far. The villains are really good villains so far.
Oh, yeah.
So far.
Derek, I can't wait till he gets to the dinner. And that's all I'm going to say. That won't spoil anything.
Okay.
I mean, that's going to be like...
Yeah. Well, what? I mean, I remember, like, there's certain things that I kind of remember. Everybody, like, I stayed away from it for so long because I watched the first episode and I was like, no, I'm done. And you would hear stuff like, because it was so huge, people were like freaking out about stuff and they would talk about it. So I know that there's some stuff coming that I don't know about, but it's not going to completely surprise me. The Ned Stark thing really did surprise me, though.
Or how about this one, Derek? The fire episode. Look at me.
He doesn't know.
Arms stretched out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
Okay. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
I'm right now. I'm back in. I'm in season 4.
Oh, okay.
So I'm revisiting.
Oh, you're rewatching. Okay.
Yeah, I'm revisiting everything, and there's a lot of fires.
There's just one episode at the end with Daenerys, and it has to do with fire.
Oh,
And
yeah. Oh, that's
it was-
right. Yeah.
I freaking
A lot of
hate,
people rewound that and
I
watched it
freaking
over
hate
and over again.
that little king jerk. What's his name?
Joffrey?
Joffrey? What a turd.
Joffrey.
What a turd. His
Yeah.
mom, too. Good grief. I do
Cersei.
love Peter Dinklage in this, though. Like, just
Oh, yeah.
love him.
So realistically, you've got 9 different families.
Oh,
throughout
you know how
this-
many there are and everything?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, and I've got the
He's got a
which
spreadsheet.
No, I found it after the last season, and when that one ended, I've actually got a copy of the family tree,
Oh, wow.
which you'll get into that later.
Well, we
and
already
understand a lot of
know
things.
that the first king's family, Joffrey's not the true heir of the throne. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so I've got the whole family tree. So now, once I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I understand so much more now. So and you'll get into it.
You
I
need
mean,
you need to show me that because Cheryl will be so into that because she's watching it with me. We've been
I
watching.
can't show you it now. I cannot show you it until
Oh.
Don't look
after
at it.
You're
Yeah,
done with
wait
that
till you
season.
get caught up.
We've
Because the final season comes out in April.
yeah, we're
So
not. I don't
watch
think
it.
we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna get caught up because what we're doing right now is we have been watching probably 2 to 3 episodes a night. Since
Well,
we
if you do
started
that
watching.
for the next
You
month
will.
and
There's
a half,
only-
you'll be caught up.
There's 67 episodes currently.
Yeah, that's what Cheryl was
Yeah.
saying. So we're 13 episodes in. She said we had a little less than 60 episodes
Just
to go.
Binge watch on a Saturday,
No.
like 6 episodes. You know, yeah.
I have to
mean,
take a break at
Yeah.
some point when I'm watching
Yeah.
them. I just feel like there's a natural that's why I said 2 or 3. Sometimes after 2, I'm just like, okay, I got to stop because there's a lot of stuff going on.
So by the time this last season ends,
Yeah,
remember I said there's 9 families.
yeah,
By the time the last season ends for you, you're literally going to have about 7 different storylines that you've been following.
Yeah.
Maybe more that are all coming together.
well, obviously, yeah.
But how many shows will take you on like 7 or 8 different storylines all over this country, and then they're all going to come together? You don't see that a lot. Maybe you'll see 1 to 2 storylines, 3, something like that. This is like 7 individual stories all coming together.
Yeah.
And that's why I have no clue how they're going to finalize this all in the last season, because there's so much that has to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the last season ended, it's like,
Don't talk about it.
I'm not. You just have a big question mark above your head, like,
Yeah, that's what they do.
huh?
Essentially, there's going to be 6 final episodes in this last season, and they've said it's going to be essentially 6 movies.
Hour and a half
6
movies.
6
Really?
full-length movies.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, that's interesting.
That'll do it. That'll pull it together.
All I know is the most important character to me at this point, and don't make a face or anything. I just hope Jon Snow makes it to the end because I love Jon Snow. Look at their faces.
You want me to say anything?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
You're sure?
Yes, don't
He
say.
dies in.
We're not
Oh,
gonna say-
shut up!
He died in the first episode. He's
He
not
did
real.
not die in the first episode.
What else are you watching, Scott?
Listen, I knew we're almost out of time. I knew once I brought that up, you guys
Oh,
would
yeah.
just light up. I mean,
If you guys haven't watched Game of Thrones, just go get caught up. Don't worry about the new one coming out.
Listen,
just get
though.
caught up. Even if you hear
Warn-
spoilers about the
everybody
new one,
needs to know,
don't worry
though.
about it.
It's really dirty.
Yeah.
It's
So-
really dirty.
The first
Don't watch it
season
with your mom.
is-
No.
Or your grandma may like it, but
no.
my grandma would have.
Really?
I mean, she's dead now.
Oh, dude, come on.
All my grandmas are.
Oh, Bob,
My
stop.
grandpa's too.
Derek,
I've
go
also
ahead.
been watching. I've been watching a little bit of Hoarders and Hell's Kitchen on Amazon Prime.
The Hell's Kitchen.
Hoarders is so sad.
Hoarders, I can't, just because it's
No.
like, oh my gosh, you
It
people
touches
are disgusting.
all sorts of my perfection bones and makes me go nuts.
I
It's
want to
really
spend
is.
a lot of time on like Facebook watching all the Hell's Kitchen videos and the little snippets and all this stuff, and I'm
Hell's
just like,
Kitchen
oh
is
my.
so great. It's so great. He's just that guy. It's just perfect. And the thing that's great about him is he can be so terribly mean. If you ever watch the Hell's Kitchen and then you see him on like Master Chef Junior or whatever it is, the kids
Yeah, and
one,
he's sweet.
He's like the nicest guy in the whole world. But then when you're on Hell's Kitchen, oh gosh.
And that's only for the cameras, though. I've heard him say that,
he's rough.
When it's on, when the cameras are on and they're in the middle of their thing, yeah. But off camera, when it's he's like he switches it off and is like super nice to him, between scenes and everything. Very nice.
Sure.
But then it's
because he talked about on Hot Ones how he trained under some really hardcore dudes that would like throw stuff at you and just verbally destroy you.
Yes, in the moment, during
not
the
on
service,
film. During cooking.
Yeah, during cooking, but like when that's over, when the cooking is over, I'm not saying he's like nice whenever they're not filming. Like,
okay.
Like during the service, yeah, that's what he is. He turns that on and is just like, this is rubbish. I need these scallops.
Another thing we
with
can't
the proper
do on
sear,
show.
you donkey.
Yeah.
But when it's done with, and the cameras are off, and they're just standing, ready for the scenes to start or whatever.
He's like,
he's very personal.
It's great to see you.
You should understand that because you do the exact opposite for this show. So
I berate you off the air,
F
and then
this, F that, rah 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 rah, and then once we get on, you don't swear at all.
I do not do that.
Yeah, your mom knows.
No, I don't say F this, F that. That's not true. It's not true.
Scott's worried about
Don't get me in trouble.
They're
they talked to me about that. She said, I listened to that episode. I don't like that you swear. And I was like, I'm sorry, Mom. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes I swear. She was sad though. I said, I told you not to listen to it. I named the episode, Mom, don't listen to this episode. And you still did.
She's going to listen to it. Son, don't eat those cookies in that jar. Wait, there's cookies. Yeah. I mean, come on. She's going to listen to it.
It's the ultimate mom clickbait.
It is. It is. That's funny. All right, we got to wrap up. I think probably there might be more talk of Game of Thrones in the future because I'm going to have questions, but I'm going to be going through it at such a fast pace.
Well, write down your questions. We do this 3 times a week, buddy.
I watched 4 episodes last night, maybe 5. I'm going to watch 4 or 5 more tonight.
What?
I am getting caught up. We, rewatching the episodes. I want it all fresh in my mind.
I want to do that, but I just don't have that much time. I wish I did.
You're going to. I'm kidding. You're not.
Why?
It was a joke because the thing we talked about before. I don't want to blurt it out because that might be a topic for another show. Anyway, all right. Thanks for listening, guys. We do appreciate you. We fool around and have a lot of fun on here. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you don't, oh well. I mean, what am I going to do?
Find a different show.
I know. Just like don't listen then. But we do appreciate you listening. We'll talk to you again soon. Hopefully everything goes well. I'm not going to play the fresh pots at the end. I just decided I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I'm making the coffee.
Maybe that one? No, I don't like that one either. You guys have any requests for the last one?
It tastes a bit nutty.
I don't have that. I just want to know what you guys think.
It doesn't